You wrote about finding a safe haven on the Horizon Home Care and Hospice website, that special place where you can feel that sense of contentment.
I think everyone has one. They just need to identify it, that place where you go and you just immediately take a big breath and you just relax and you can be yourself.
Where was your safe haven?
I have two. One is I have a room in my house. It's just my room, and I got to decorate it the way I wanted, and it's my space to just be me, and I can take a break in there and I'm not bothered. And the other one is the Grief Resource Center at Horizon. I am lucky enough to work in a place that feels like home, and it's very peaceful, and everyone that walks in the door just takes a deep breath and goes, oh, it's so calm and peaceful in here.
Well, we'll talk more about the Resource Center coming up here. I wanted to touch on the time of year, and especially the past couple of years. The economy has been in the dumper for a while, and while we're starting to see positive signs, that stress that people feel to maybe buy that special gift can be overwhelming, can't it? Especially with the financial conditions we're in right now.
I think a lot of people in this community and communities throughout the United States are suffering, as you mentioned, and it's natural to feel that you've let your family down, and there is no real solution to that except to recreate, as Kayla suggested, a new tradition. Not everything has to be the same for you to have a joyous holiday season, and sometimes less is more. You know, you can't buy love. I mean, it's a song, it's a saying, but it's true. It's okay to create a different, meaningful way to celebrate holidays.
Yeah, low cost, whether it's with going out looking at the holiday lights or going for a walk through the country, something like that.
Even recognizing all the intangible gifts that your family or your friends give to you throughout the year, whether it's that support, that listening ear, that smile, and honoring that and recognizing that in each other. It doesn't cost any money.
All right, very good. The spotlight this morning is on holiday blues, identifying them and managing them, perhaps beating them. We'll have more here on Eye to Eye in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. Kayla Waldschmidt and Mary Hayner with the Horizon Home Care and Hospice are with us this morning. We're talking about beating, coping, identifying holiday blues. One of the many services offered by Horizon is the Grief Resource Center, the Grief Center, actually. Kayla, describe the kinds of services that are offered there and how unique this center is.
The Grief Resource Center is Wisconsin's only walk-in center dedicated to grief and loss. And we provide a variety of free services to anyone in the community who is grieving any type of loss. And so we provide short-term counseling, support groups, activities and workshops, and also we're able to come out and do some education in the community.
You're saying walk-in. Is this a free service? Someone who's feeling down over the loss of a loved one, a pet, can say, you know what, I need to talk to somebody, can walk in?
Absolutely. We're open from noon until 6, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 1 on Saturdays, and people can stop in, talk to a counselor or one of our many volunteers if a counselor is not available, and all of our services are free of charge.
And Mary, where is it located?
The Grief Center is on Brown Deer Road, right off of Brown Deer Road in our office on Deerbrook Trail. So it's right behind an Audi dealership, actually, on Brown Deer Road.
Sure. Okay.
In the Brown Deer Business Park.
The Grief Center, just one of many services offered by Horizon. Obviously, hospice being an important service. Let's talk about how hospice has changed over the years and what it entails.
Well, hospice has actually become more well known as a end-of-life care is what hospice is. And there was a time when people died in hospitals, oftentimes, and didn't receive care specific to end of life with pain management. And quality of life is really the goal of hospice care, is living the end of your life with quality care, with a quality experience. And hospices design a team that will provide for patients and their families social services, nursing care. Pain management is a large component of hospice care because it's our goal that people experience quality of life in those last days, weeks, and months of life versus acute inpatient care that isn't designed to meet the needs of the patient and the family. And hospice is comprehensive. It doesn't just serve the patient, but it serves the entire family.
And it's often
a little bit different than other forms of health care.
Sure, and it's often home-based as well.
Yes, most hospice patients are at home. About 90% of patients nationwide in hospice care in the home setting. And probably the other 10% are in either hospice facilities or long-term care facilities.
And coming away from this, surviving family members, what has been their response? Obviously, it's a very difficult, stressful, sad time, but an inevitable time for some families. Coming away from this, the surviving family members, what do they talk about, Kayla, as far as their experience?
With hospice?
Yes.
They feel comforted to know that their family member had a good quality of end of life and that they were able to really be there and be taken care of as a whole family, because hospice really doesn't just take care of the patient but takes care of the family, and we support them through at least the first year after their loved one passes away, through the grief center and through the adjustments and the pain that comes with loss.
Getting back to holiday blues, holiday depression, we talked about one way of managing it, coping with it, is volunteering, and there are plenty of volunteer opportunities, whether it's through hospice or through the grief center, through Horizon.
Yes, we have a large number of individuals in the metropolitan area who serve as volunteers. They work in our inpatient unit in Mequon, quite a few of them. A number of them visit patients in the home and work in our grief center. So we also have, and this is outside of hospice, Meals on Wheels program, and all of the individuals that deliver meals in this community are volunteers.
They are.
And that is an everyday event, delivering meals to the homeless. And we have, I don't know how many hundreds of volunteers serving both our hospice and our Meals on Wheels program at Horizon.
Yeah, but that interaction that they get with other people must be so valuable, especially this time of year for those who may or may not be lonely.
It can be so important to connect with other people. And I think that's what's so powerful about volunteering, but also about coming to the grief center, either for a support group to just gather with people that you know are feeling the same thing, or in terms of the holidays, we have a Grinch's Gathering, which is just kind of a funny name, but for people who just don't want to celebrate the holiday, to come together on December 23rd and just be together and do something completely non-holiday. And it'll be just a nice afternoon from 2 to 5:45 to listen to island music and just socialize and relax and completely avoid the holiday theme.
That sounds fun. The December 23rd, the Grinch's Gathering. Okay, and where is it again?
It'll be at our Grief Resource Center. In Brown Deer.
Address, okay, very good.
So all the people like me who aren't able to prepare for the holiday, don't want to celebrate the holiday, can come and celebrate their melancholy.
I think that's a great idea. We're going to talk a little bit more about holiday grief and getting over it, and actually what you do after the holidays as we continue our conversation with the folks from Horizon Home Care and Hospice here on Eye to Eye. Stay with it. Welcome back. We're going to wrap up our conversation with the folks from Horizon Home Care. I hope your Sunday morning's off to a great start. If it isn't, that's okay, all right? I mean, I guess the first step in dealing with holiday grief and blues is saying, that's the way I feel, and it's okay to feel that way. What about if you're recognizing those same symptoms in your children this time of year?
Our kids will show us more than they'll tell us that they're grieving. So you'll notice that they'll start acting out a little bit more, or they'll be a little bit more withdrawn. So the first thing you want to do is just talk to them and model how you're feeling. A lot of times we get the message we need to be strong for our kids, but we need to show them what is healthy grieving, and that's talking about what we're feeling and what to do with those feelings. So if you're sad, it's okay to cry. If you're angry, it's okay to express that in a way that's not going to get you in trouble or to hurt yourself or somebody else, and to really model for them that this is a rough time of year and it's okay to feel sad.
Mary, again, you blogged recently about not celebrating Christmas one year. And how did you feel after Christmas? Because for some people who don't experience the blues during the Christmas season, the holiday season, once January 2nd hits and they see that there's a lot of cold weather ahead and lack of sunlight, things can really take a dive.
I think letdown after the holiday season is quite normal for almost everyone. There's this huge buildup in December. The gift buying, the decorating of the house, the food prep, the cookies, all of the details that go along with prepping just takes a tremendous amount of energy. So even if you weren't prepping for a holiday, you'd still have a letdown because your activity level drops. And now it's really cold.
Yeah. It is. It really is.
It's very important at that point to plan some after-holiday activity.
We're running out of time, but thank you so much for your advice and tips. We'll be back next week with more Eye to Eye, and if you want to see some previous episodes, go to our website at cbs58.com.